Hey guys, Daniel, Richardson Precision and Training. We got a video coming your way. Top carry guns that I recommend: 365 AXG Legion and Heavy Armor Division DR9. Stay tuned, great video coming your way. All right guys, Daniel Richardson here, Richardson Precision and Training. We're gonna talk in today's video about best carry guns that are out there right now in 9mm. So one of the examples that I've got for you guys that we're gonna talk about first is my new personal favorite carry gun that I've had so far, the P365 AXG Legion, chambered in 9mm. So this one is more of like a spin-off of like their macro series. You know, you got your built-in comp, optics ready, night sights, heavy pistol, more of that, you know, metal frame gun, so to speak, with a light rail, flat trigger, beveled magwell. They did a lot of good things with this pistol, and when you shoot it, my personal opinion, I think it shoots softer than the X Macro. Okay, that's just, again, my opinion. If you guys have one and you've shot both, please drop your comments down below because I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, but I think it's a softer shooting pistol. And high capacity too, so you get 17 rounds as opposed to more of your other compact or single stack pistols for carry. You're gonna be limited probably around 10 or less, okay? This is my new primary carry gun. I've got nothing but good things to say about it, and I highly recommend it. So the next gun that we're gonna focus on will be my DR9, and that'll be a single stack option with a 1911 profile. So you old school guys that like 1911s, that may be more your cup of tea, but we're gonna break down what's different about that gun compared to something like the 365 AXG Legion. So stay tuned, DR9 coming at you. All right, so guys, we just talked about the 365 AXG Legion. Now we're gonna dive into more of a 1911 profile, and we're gonna talk about the DR9 that I did a collab with my buddies over at Heavy Armor Division down in the Indian Trail, North Carolina. So this setup, especially if you're a little more old school and you just like a 1911, a commander size 1911, doesn't have to be necessarily this model, but any commander size 1911 will be your cup of tea. So let's obviously talk about one of the more glaring differences between a 1911 and something like that 365 Legion. You have a manual thumb safety on a 1911. So just keep that in mind, that if you do decide that you're gonna carry a 1911, whether it be a full size or a commander, you will have to build in your training for cutting the thumb safety on and off when you're coming in and out of the holster, okay? So keep that in mind from a safety perspective. You also aren't gonna have as much capacity when you go with a commander size 1911, be it 45 or 9, doesn't matter the caliber, you're gonna be restricted to at the most about 10 rounds. So if you have like a Wilson Combat magazine, something like that, that's a little bit higher capacity, you can push it up to 10+1. But in most cases for something like this is 9mm, you'll be pretty much standard of like 9+1, okay? So you still have good capacity, but you have 17 rounds versus something like 10 rounds. So whatever that's worth to you, you make the call on it. They're both gonna be heavy guns. This one's gonna be a true steel frame gun, so this may edge it out just a little bit weight-wise. And then also you have more of a precision tuned instrument like a 1911. They're designed for accuracy, but they can also be a little bit more finicky. You gotta make sure they stay oiled, and you gotta have a lot more maintenance on a 1911 than you do something like that 365 Legion, okay? So just keep all this in mind when you're picking out what carry gun you wanna have. I'm just using these as two examples because they're two guns that I rotate in and out of my concealed carry routine. And each gun is gonna have a purpose, but each gun is also going to add its pros and its cons, okay? So keep that in mind. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, you old school guys that may say, hey, all I carry is 1911. Great, that's awesome. I carry one too, so I'm right there with you. But if you're somebody that says, hey, I'm working with a real inexpensive budget, you know, you can go something like a Glock 43X or some of these other platforms. You know, Smith & Wesson just came out with, you know, a few EZ series pistols. I think those are great guns as well in that under $600 price point. So there's plenty of options for everybody. Okay, so there really is no wrong answer. As long as you get the proper training and you know your pistol and you know the limitations of not only yourself, but you also know whether or not you have to train for a manual safety, if you're wearing nylon versus Kydex holsters, all that stuff's gonna play a role. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at a good carry gun. But I can't emphasize enough, when you pick a carry gun, don't just pick it out because it looks cool. Pick it out, how does it feel in my hand? I recommend you shoot them first if you're so able to, go to a range that has a rental program and try them out first, because last thing you want to do is be hundreds of dollars into an investment like a firearm, and then you wind up being able to not control it, or you just don't like the gun when you actually shoot it, okay? So just keep all that stuff in mind. But these are two really good examples of carry guns. This one runs around $2,000 for something like a DR9. It's a high-end custom tune 1911. And then you run in something like the 365 AXG Legion, where you'll run just north of that $1,000 price point, that $1,300, $1,200 range, okay? So they aren't cheap guns, but they're two of my favorites. I recommend both of those. And again, hope you like this video. Hopefully this will kind of help you make more of a determination on what type of carry gun you should use. Drop your comments below what your carry gun is and what you like to run. Guys, stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe.